Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy, TheMadKaiger, and up here today, I'm trying to make some room here to stand. Up here today, guys, back with another review. I'm going to be reviewing Halo 3 ODST. It's not going to be a long review because there's not really much things I've got to say about this game. Back when Halo 3 had just dropped, a lot of people were wondering, when Halo 4 is coming. And Halo 4 didn't actually come out until about 5 or 6 years later, maybe even longer. I can't remember. But I remember Halo. What we got instead of Halo 4 was we got two sort of spin-offs of the Halo series. We got Halo 3 ODST and Halo Reach. I've already talked about Halo Reach. But Halo 3 ODST confused a lot of people because it was called Halo 3 ODST, and a lot of people thought this was an expansion to Halo 3, and in some ways it kind of was. However, this game had two discs. It had the single player and the Halo 3 ODST single player and co-op, obviously, and it also had the complete Halo 3 multiplayer, which was basically kind of like, do you remember how Halo 2 had that multiplayer map pack expansion on Halo 2? But they included two games here, essentially. So if you never had Halo 3 and you didn't really play the multiplayer for Halo 3, if you got this game, you would actually get Halo 3's multiplayer included in this. And that's how a lot of people actually got all of the maps and the complete Halo 3 multiplayer. But forget about that for now. So Halo 3 ODST. So what is an ODST? Stands for Orbital Drop Strike Trooper. I think that's what it stands for. And basically the ODSTs are like also known as hell jumpers. They basically drop in from the ships in the sky, and they're basically like the elite troopers of the UNSC. They're like the best of the best, like the top tier Marines. Before a Spartan, so obviously the Spartans are super soldiers and the ODSTs are sort of like more advanced elite soldiers. Now, the whole point of this game, and I'm going to be honest with you, I felt like this game should have been like a tactical shooter, and I think that's what they were trying to go for, was a tactical shooter, kind of like Rainbow Six or Ghost Recon or something like that. And instead what we got was a much more grounded Halo game. So the whole point was, you're not this super Spartan, this super powerful, Master Chief anymore. You're basically like a trooper. And obviously, this game actually played very much like Halo 3. In fact, pretty much everything in this game was like Halo 3. But the game actually takes place between Halo 2 and 3 on New Mombasa, which was where a big part of the Covenant War took place. And obviously the whole point was it takes place just after, where in Halo 2 the brutes take over the elites, basically. And so their main enemies in this game are the brutes. And you basically play as one of the squads in the game, and the game's sort of split up into two separate parts. There's parts where you play as the rookie, and then parts where you play as the rest of the ODST squad. I forgot the name of the actual squad. I'm sorry. If you guys know it, you can let me know in the comments. But so when you're playing as the rookie, you have sort of like you're in a dark city, which is obviously, it takes place 6 hours after the drop. So when you drop, basically the rookie wakes up 6 hours later, and the whole point is to going around and you're finding all of these clues as to what happened to your squad, and it all comes together in the end anyway. And it's kind of an interesting concept how we've got a semi-open world, and I say semi-open world very lightly. Sort of, you explore the city and you find all of the things that piece together. When you find something, then that takes you into a more traditional Halo mission where you just play as the squad doing a mission kind of thing. And it's kind of an interesting concept where it sort of tried to throw in a little bit of exploration into it, and it is pretty cool. Unfortunately, in my opinion, it doesn't really do much for an open world experience. It really isn't an open world experience. The game didn't actually have any multiplayer other than co-op campaign and firefight. This was the first game to add Firefight into the game, which was a survival-based wave mode. And I do remember playing Firefight on Halo 3 ODST when it first came out, and it was pretty cool. Unfortunately, if you do have the Halo Master Chief Collection, there is no Halo 3 ODST Firefight. There is only Halo Reach Firefight. So just be aware that if you do want to play Halo 3 to ODST's Firefight, you will need to play the original version. But it is backwards compatible anyway, so you can do that if you want to. This game was actually a really cool concept because, like I said, you're not an overpowered Spartan anymore. You can't be, going into fights. The whole point was to try and make the game feel more tactical instead of just charging into battle and taking all of the bullets. The whole point was to try and outsmart your enemies, outflank them and stuff like that. Now, unfortunately, in my opinion, it doesn't really feel like you have to do that too much. If you're playing on a hard difficulty, then definitely you will have to be a bit smarter about things, but that's understandable in any first-person shooter or any game. You always want to be a bit more smart when you're playing on a harder difficulty. The biggest problem I had with this game, and my friend kind of really fucked up when he said this, is that there are only two new weapons in this game. There's the new SMG and the silenced Magnum. Now, we all know the Magnum in Halo being one of the most powerful pistols in any game, right? In this game, one thing I do want to say is that the brutes in this game are relentlessly tough in their shielding. Sometimes when you have to put in nearly 2 whole clips of a pistol round to sometimes even dent their shields. And my friend made a stupid comment. He said, well, you're not a fucking powerful Spartan, you're not going to be able to take their shields out with a couple of shots. I said, that makes no bloody sense, really. Doesn't mean the guns are strong. Just because you're a super Spartan doesn't mean your weapon is stronger. It means you're stronger, yeah, but your weapon isn't stronger. So I felt like sometimes in the game, some of the weapons just felt a little bit underpowered. And I kind of get what they were trying to do. They were trying to make it seem like you're not a super strong guy and you have to be a bit more tactical with it. But it really doesn't make sense when you think about it, because it doesn't matter whether you're using, whether you're a highly skilled trained soldier or a Spartan. If you're hitting an enemy with a pistol, no matter or whatever gun you're using, it should do the same amount of damage. So that's one thing I did have a bit of a complaint with, is some of the enemies in this game just felt like their shields just take forever to take out. But one thing I will say is that the recoil in this game has a much more, where this is where the tactical side of what he was trying to get at makes kind of sense. So in this game, if you constantly fire, your recoil, your gun's going to go up and up and up. And that makes sense because in the other Halo games, that doesn't really happen. Obviously, the Spartans are much more powerful, so they have more control over their weapon. That's what he was trying to say, and I do understand where he was coming from in that sense. The campaign is, I think, 12 missions long. It's not overly long, but it isn't overly short either. You can beat this game in a day if you really wanted to. We beat it in 2 days, 2.5 days or worth of gaming. So it's not a long ass game either. Another thing about this game, what made this game kind of unique back in the day, was if you got this game, you would actually get the Halo Reach multiplayer beta. Obviously it don't matter now, but back in the day it was kind of a big deal. So obviously they knew that by including the Halo 3's multiplayer complete edition and the Halo Reach beta, people would buy this game to get those things, to play the online. It is a pretty cool spin-off of the Halo series, and it was a nice sort of idea for them to try and make a game that wasn't, weren't playing as Master Chief or Spartan. You were playing as a toughened soldier, basically. And it kind of makes sense. In the Halo universe. I still think that Halo should do another game like this, maybe where you play as Marines against the Flood or something like that. Sort of like a horror experience, like an Alien Colonial Marines game. Maybe better than Alien Colonial Marines, but something like that where you're a soldier and you're taking on the Flood. That'd be really cool to see. I don't think that's going to happen, but Halo Infinite is the next Halo game, and we will hopefully hear more about that by the end of the year. Whether or not that's coming out this year is to be seen. But Halo 3 ODST, I felt like is it's a cool sort of side story in the Halo universe. One thing I will say about this game is there is some sort of humorous moments. The squad is very humorous together, and they try to give you a bit of sense of love for the squad. Now, I actually read a book about the main character called Halo New Blood, and he is the main character of Buck in this game, and Buck does return in other Halo games. There is an Easter egg for finding Buck in Halo Reach, and he also returns in Halo 5 as a playable character. But the story basically continues on from the ODST storyline and actually recaps this game pretty well. So definitely check out the book if you haven't. If you did like the Halo 3 ODST squad and you want to hear more about them and what happens to them, I won't spoil anything because it's a pretty good book. But yeah, they try to give a bit more depth to this game and try to make it about different. It's not all about Master Chief. That's what Halo's about. It's not just about one character. And that's the thing about Halo now is Halo is not just about one character. When people say Halo now, they normally go, oh yeah, Master Chief. But back in the day, yes. But now we know Halo is a much bigger universe. It's a series with all of these characters and events and expansions, whether through it's a TV show or movies or books or games or whatever. Halo 3 ODST is probably I wouldn't say least favourite of the Halo games, but I would call it is a Halo game, of course, but if you're looking for something a little bit different in the Halo series, that you're trying to change things up a little bit, definitely check it out. I will say there are some parts in the game that are quite dark, but there is this cool option where if you press one of the buttons, I think it's X, you activate like a night vision HUD, which also highlights all of the enemies, like a tactical viewer kind of thing, which helps the game in some situation. It is a pretty challenging game. I wouldn't say it's the hardest of the Halo games. I still stand by Halo 2 being the hardest of any Halo game I've ever played. I felt like that game just had so much difficulty in some of the enemies. It was a very tough game, but we beat it, especially if you're playing it on hard. When I say a tough game, of course, if you play it on hard or legendary, heroic or legendary, should I say. Halo 3 ODST is kind of on the tougher side. It's definitely one of the tougher Halo games if you're playing it on hard. If you're playing it single player, definitely more so, but if you're playing with a friend, you'll probably be able to get through it a bit easier. Overall, it still captured the epicness of Halo with some variety to levels. It does offer some vehicle levels and flight levels and things like that, and some levels are pretty big, and there are some close quarters levels. They tried to make this game a bit more grounded, but I felt like this game could have been like a Star Wars Republic Commando kind of game. It would have been really cool, like if you could command your squad, or they tried to make it a more squad based game, kind of like they did with Halo 5. That would have been really cool if they did that. But overall, I felt like Halo 3 ODST was a fun game. It's something different in the Halo universe. It still is a first-person shooter, but it's a pretty cool expansion almost. If you're looking for something a bit more grounded, semi-tactical, I say semi-tactical, it's definitely no Rainbow Six or anything like that. But it is a fun game, and that's the thing about Halo. All of the Halo games are great games in their own right. It's just some games are better than the other ones. Of course, so I'd probably give this game maybe like an 8 out of 10, 7.5, 8 out of 10. It's definitely not my favourite Halo game, but it was a fun one to play, and playing through it again was pretty fun because I remember I played it years ago with my friend. I don't know if we ever beat it, we probably did, but it was nice to go back and play through them all. I have now beaten all of the Halo games, by the way. We have beaten all 6 of the Halo games, the first-person shooters, and all of the well, there's 7 actually, yeah. 7, yeah. All 7 first-person shooters and both Halo Wars games. The Halo Marathon has now concluded on my stream. I had a lot of fun enjoying all the Halo games. I still got 3 more Halo games to review: Halo Wars 2, 4, and Halo 5. And I will get round to doing them, of course, but I enjoyed playing the Halo game. I just want to let people know that tonight I will be streaming. We will be playing some Overwatch tonight. We're going to play Overwatch tonight, and tomorrow me and my friend decided we're going to take a little break from playing games together. He's going to play some Resident Evil 3 remake. I'm probably going to go through Doom Eternal and possibly play over these next couple of nights a couple of backlogs of games. I've got some games on my phone that I want to, a list, should I say, of games that I'm going to go through and play. But I will be streaming through Doom Eternal, and I will be streaming Overwatch tonight if you guys want to join in. And hopefully we shouldn't have too many issues tonight. Hopefully we don't have a rage moment. We probably will play Overwatch tonight, and when we do come back to play some games together, we're probably going to do the Gears of War series on hard. That's what we're doing. We're trying to play co-op games at the moment, with the occasional messing around here, Overwatch or Red Dead or something, or Star Wars Battlefront here and there, just to have a bit of fun together. But yeah, Overwatch tonight, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a bit of fun. Probably in about an hour and a half time we'll be online. So hopefully this video is uploaded by then. Overall, Halo 3 ODST, a really good game. Definitely one worth checking out if you're looking for something different. If you like tactical shooters, try this one. It's not tactical so much, but definitely worth checking out. If you enjoyed today's video, feel free to leave a like and of course comment below. Let me know what you think of Halo 3 ODST. Good game, bad game, what did you like, what did you dislike? And of course, thank you to all the new subscribers and everyone joining in communicating and stuff. Hope you're all enjoying your week. Have a good weekend and stuff. Stay safe and all that good stuff. And of course, feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Mixer at TheMadKaiger. Overwatch in a couple of hours' time, about an hour and a half time. Gonna have some fun. Hopefully, we get some good stuff done tonight. And Doom Eternal tomorrow. So, you guys, you know we're gonna play it. So, as always, have a nice day, and I will see you later on tonight. Hopefully, take care and bye bye.